The world thought it would take years. The public believed her focus was on duty, military training, and her growing responsibilities as Spain's future queen. But today, everything changed. In a moment that stunned Spain, rippled across Europe, and left the world in silence, Princess Leonor's wedding announcement has been confirmed. And the truth behind it is far more extraordinary than anyone could have imagined. Because here's the contradiction. While royal watchers speculated endlessly, convinced her life would remain strictly controlled by duty and tradition, Leonor was quietly building a love story behind palace walls, one that now erupts into history. And the announcement itself is nothing like the world has seen before. This is not just a royal wedding. This is a story of love, of legacy, of power, and of a young woman proving that even in the most rigid royal systems, the heart finds a way. So how did this happen? Why now? And what details in this announcement have left millions speechless? Stay with me, because every chapter reveals not just answers, but deeper mysteries. Let's begin with the moment the announcement was delivered. The Zarzuela Palace confirmed it with a statement so carefully crafted, so emotionally layered, that every word carried weight. The announcement spoke not only of Princess Leonor's deep commitment to her fiancé but also emphasized her future role as Queen of Spain, framing this union as a bond that strengthens the monarchy itself. The tone was both formal and intimate, as if speaking to the nation and to Leonor's heart at the same time. Immediately, the world asked, who is the man who captured Leonor's heart? For years, speculation swirled. Would it be a royal match, carefully arranged? Or would Leonor, like her mother Queen Letizia, choose love over aristocratic expectations? The answer stunned many. Her fiancé is not from the long-predicted royal circles. Instead, he is someone who entered her life through shared passions, education, and values, a man who embodies both discretion and devotion. What makes this more captivating is the secrecy. While tabloids searched for clues, Leonor and her partner managed to keep their relationship hidden, protected by the walls of her education abroad and the shield of her royal security. Every public appearance masked a private reality, until now. But why reveal it now? The timing is everything. Leonor, just after her milestone achievements in military training and constitutional swearing-in, now steps into another chapter. It is as if she has drawn a line between preparation for duty and preparation for love, showing that the two can exist side by side. And yet, behind the announcement lies tension. Not everyone within the Spanish royal family embraced this news without hesitation. There are whispers of private discussions, of debates over tradition, protocol, and the future of the monarchy. Queen Letizia, always protective of her daughters, reportedly supported Leonor wholeheartedly, emphasizing that love must come before politics. King Felipe, however, bore the weight of balancing fatherhood with kingship, knowing this decision would echo through the nation. But perhaps the most powerful reaction came not from within Spain, but across Europe. Denmark, the United Kingdom, Norway, royal households everywhere reacted in awe, some in surprise, some with cautious curiosity. Because Leonor's marriage will not only shape her personal destiny but also recalibrate alliances, influence public opinion, and remind the world of the enduring spectacle of monarchy. Now, let us step into the emotional heart of this story, the love itself. Sources close to Leonor reveal that her fiancé is described as calm, respectful, and profoundly supportive of her role. Unlike many who might be overwhelmed by the prospect of marrying a future queen, he has embraced the challenge with humility and grace. Those who have seen them together speak of a bond filled with laughter, shared dreams, and quiet understanding. And that, more than anything, explains why Leonor was willing to risk headlines and tradition to make this public now. But what about the wedding itself? Here is where curiosity deepens. The palace has confirmed only that preparations are underway. Yet insiders whisper about locations being considered: the Almudena Cathedral in Madrid, steeped in royal history, the monastery of San Lorenzo de El Escorial, reserved for Spain's most sacred royal events, or even a more personal, unconventional choice that reflects Leonor's modern spirit. Each possibility carries symbolism, and the final choice will speak volumes about the future she envisions. The guest list, too, raises questions. Will global royalty gather in Spain, as they once did for her parents' wedding? Will her closest friends from school and military academies sit alongside kings, queens, and world leaders? And how will the Spanish people themselves be included in this celebration of national significance? Every answer seems to open a new door of mystery and anticipation. Financially, the scale of the wedding is another storm. Royal weddings often carry enormous price tags, funded in part by the state and in part privately. Critics are already raising questions: should such money be spent in a time of economic strain? Supporters counter that Leonor's wedding will generate tourism, global media attention, and renewed prestige for Spain. Once again, her personal decision becomes a matter of public debate, reflecting the endless tension between monarchy and modern society. But beyond all speculation, there is one undeniable truth: this is Leonor's choice. For a young woman raised under constant scrutiny, shielded by security, and burdened with the expectations of history, to step forward with love, certainty, and courage, this is what leaves the world speechless. And yet, even as the announcement settles, another curiosity rises. What does this mean for her younger sister, Infanta Sofia? Observers note that the sisters share an unbreakable bond, and Sofia's presence at every stage of Leonor's journey has been symbolic. But now, with Leonor stepping into marriage, Sofia will inevitably carve her own path. Will she take on more royal duties? Will she follow her sister's example of choosing love on her own terms? This wedding, though centered on Leonor, reshapes the destiny of the entire royal family. The story continues to expand. The Spanish people, many of whom have watched Leonor grow up from a shy girl to a confident leader, now feel personally involved in her happiness. Crowds gather outside palaces, social media erupts with celebration, and international headlines cover every angle. Some hail it as the beginning of a golden era for Spain's monarchy. Others warn that the challenges of modern leadership will only grow sharper. But through it all, the image that remains most powerful is simple: a young woman, standing on the threshold of love and destiny, choosing both without apology. This is why the announcement has shaken the world. It is not just the marriage of a princess. It is the declaration of a future queen who refuses to let tradition silence her heart. As the countdown to the wedding begins, questions will keep circling. What will her gown look like? Which designers will she trust with history's most important dress? Which music will echo through the cathedral as she walks down the aisle? Which vows will bind her future, not only as a wife, but as a queen? Each answer will reveal more. Each detail will deepen the story. And as the world waits, one thing is certain: Princess Leonor has redefined what it means to be royal, and her wedding will not just be an event, it will be a moment that marks history. And so, we arrive at the closing thought. In the end, the speechlessness of the world is not from shock alone. It is from awe. Awe at the courage of a young woman who has grown into leadership before our eyes. Awe at the strength of love that defied secrecy and speculation. And awe at the realization that even amidst crowns, duties, and centuries of tradition, the human heart still reigns supreme. This is Princess Leonor's wedding announcement. And it has left the world forever changed.